Alright, guys, I know this is gonna sound crazy. Even though it sounds crazy, I trust that you're gonna look into it. Look into interbody nano network administered through also look into transhumanism. Just search up these keywords. Then search into the Internet of Bodies, how it's going to tie into and become the foundation of this new digital financial system that's coming. Then it's all going to make sense. It is self-assembling nanotechnology for the purpose of creating a carbon nanotube in the human body, basically to make the body a device that eventually it can be linked into the Internet of Bodies. It is biotechnology created through the manipulation of lipids with polyethylene glycol, which is a component that is used to create hydrogel. After the self-assembling nano network is administered in the human body, along with the nanocenters, which is the round modular things that people are finding right now, which they're calling blood clots.
This is an early observational study that focuses attention on identifying specific issues with blood clotting abnormalities seen in patients with COVID-19. It suggests that early and aggressive blood thinning medication may have a role in preventing complications and encourages further research into therapy specifically designed to break down blood clots which have already formed.
The next step is in form of a chip, which will probably come in the form of a quantum dot tattoo that will be initiated for the usage within the digital financial system that is coming. When the chip is put in place with the internet body nano network, that would be the authentication and the individualization of every human body that has the technology within it. The network and the chip, making them all devices linked into the Internet of Bodies, the psychological, biological, genetic, physiological data from every single human individual will be what backs the new foundation, the new financial system. Information is the new goal. All data being harvested no longer requires permission nor notification from anyone that took this jab, because there are now GMOs, which is a product owned by a corporation, and the head of that corporation is BlackRock. What you're witnessing here, that's not graphite, that's graphene oxide. And graphene oxide acts as a receptor for transmitting signals when receiving information. That is function. Graphene also reacts to frequencies, as you can see. Whenever they tune these 5G towers to a certain frequency, your body is gonna react a certain way. You might react angry. Outrageous, like a fucking cannibalistic animal. I don't know how you're gonna act, right? Whenever they wanna fucking attack you through these 5G towers, they can't now, because you got this shit in your system, and this shit's gonna react, and that's what's gonna happen. This is how they're gonna attack you, okay? They can already attack you through 5G, they can already attack you, but the fact that you got this shit in your system now, they can receive information from you, it goes deep, man. It's crazy. This is gonna make you transhuman. The fact that you have this technology in you makes you like a cyborg, you know. And I think this is what Jim Carrey was talking about whenever he said that they're trying to make us into like some sort of drones. Well, I think this is what he meant.
Please say hello to Jim Carrey. gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
What is it?
Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it, and it is the all-mocking tongue.
Oh. I like it.
It's the symbol of the all-mocking tongue. And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? For years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, when they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things, and, you know, and you know, look at him trying to come it out. It's hilarious, hilarious. And, you know, and I'm sick of, hold on a second. You know what they're trying to do?
Who?
This thing is buzzing. Hold on. They're trying to turn us into, you know, consumer drones of some sort. Hold on, I just got to get this.
And, yeah.
Yeah, listen, I'm in the middle of blowing the lid off some...
What happened?
I'm sorry, Jimmy. I was temporarily interrupted by my iPhone 6 Plus.
That's a big one, huh?
5.5. That's a HD display. 5.5. I think what I was really trying to say was I think people will enjoy Dumb and Dumber this weekend.
And that is what I thought you were about to say.
I'm waking up the planet while spitting in the face of these racists who be trying to vaccinate us, but acting like they gon' save us, feed us, rat meat for chicken, miseducating our babies, priests and politicians in bed with Lucy and Satan.
Give me now, hey, this time I'm ready for it. Can't stop this war in me, can't stop this war in me.
Alright guys, I threw a couple of videos to help you try to understand this a little bit better.
If you don't get vaccinated, you're antisocial. This is what the Dutch Prime Minister and Health Minister told us. You don't get vaccinated just for yourself, but also for others. You do it for all of society. That's what I said. Today, this turned out to be complete nonsense. In a COVID hearing in the European Parliament, one of the Pfizer directors just admitted to me, at the time of introduction, the vaccine had never been tested on stopping the transmission of the virus. This removes the entire legal basis for the COVID passport. The COVID passport that led to massive institutional discrimination as people lost access to essential parts of society. I find this to be shocking, even criminal. Please watch the video until the end.
Voor u, mevrouw Small, heb ik de volgende vraag waar ik een duidelijk antwoord op wil. And I will speak in English so there are no misunderstandings. Was the Pfizer COVID vaccine tested on stopping the transmission of the virus before it entered the market? If not, please say it clearly. If yes, are you willing to share the data with this committee? And I really want a straight answer, yes or no, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Regarding the question around, did we know about stopping immunisation before it's entered the market? No. We had to really move at the speed of science to really understand what is taking place in the market.
This is scandalous. Millions of people worldwide felt forced to get vaccinated because of the myth that you do it for others. Now this turned out to be a cheap lie. This should be exposed. Please share this video.
Well, now this is
around
sad.
The world have found dangerous, highly toxic, heavy metals in the COVID shots that cause vascular obstructions, which are not the blood clots and are not alive. So like I say to you, A lot of people will say that we're used to it, people are dying because of the blood clots. No, that's not it. Listen to what I'll have to tell you today. So it's actually not the blood clots. It's not myocarditis. It's not pericarditis, because the clots are actually something else, which is not blood. Now think about it. So if we thought all along that it was blood, then what exactly is in these COVID shots in the first place? Now, if you took the jab, yeah, you definitely need a miracle. I mean, this is the emptieth time that I probably will be saying this on the show. And if you're not vaxxed, then know this. This is not a shot against COVID, but a fiction created to scare you, to then voluntarily but unknowingly commit euthanasia on yourself and, in some cases, your children. So the vax is not a prophylaxis against any disease or virus. It is, by all credible accounts, nothing more than a delayed action lethal injection, which comprises your immune system. Have a listen to this.
I've got preliminary results to release on the vaccine. I'm not going to say which vaccine this is yet, but this is one of the big 3 vaccines. And I've done ICP-MS tests in my lab. Again, we are an ISO accredited laboratory.
So right here, the graphene is not moving, but once he makes a phone call, this starts to move. It doesn't move while there's no phone call. It only moves whenever it starts picking up on signal transmissions. And that's why it starts moving. And that's why it would affect you whenever frequencies are tuned through the 5G tower. Notice how he ends the call and it stops moving.
All right, go ahead. This is Gerber oatmeal. This is the oatmeal in a Ziploc bag. Jeffrey was just telling me about this. Tell me.
So, in pretty much all food, baby food and baby food, you can pick up these little metal pieces right out of the cereal.
That's
you see that?
That is completely fucked.
Your baby is eating that. It's not, they say it's there for added nutrients, but that is not real nutrients right there. You're not supposed to be eating that.
That came out of this Gerber oatmeal box.
That's metal shavings right there. Iron metal shavings. Probably graphene.
Look how many just came out of that one little batch right there.
Probably graphene oxide. And there's even more in there too. It's all, look at that.
Unbelievable.
Just that little bit.
Nuts. Share this with somebody.
I think there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs on the medical front, particularly around synthetic mRNA. You can basically do anything with synthetic RNA, DNA. It's like a computer program. So, I mean, I think with enough, with effort, that's not too crazy. You could probably stop aging, reverse it if you want. You can basically do anything. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence.
So this story really starts with DNA. You probably know that DNA is the code of life that gives cells the ability to function, gives organisms the ability to develop. Imagine that we had a tool whereby we could actually fix individual mutations in DNA, much like you would do with a word processor to cut and paste and edit text. What if we had a text editor for DNA in cells? And it turns out that now we do. We were able to engineer this as a two-component system, a single protein and a single RNA that provides scientists with the ability to program this enzyme as a molecular scalpel to cut double-stranded DNA at sites that are directed by this piece of RNA.
Using CRISPR, you could actually change the DNA that would determine your baby's eye color.
Whoa. I'm waking up the planet while spitting in the face of these racists who be trying to vaccinate us, but acting like they gon' save us, feed us rat meat for chicken, miseducating our babies. Priests and politicians in bed with Lucy and Satan.
Taiwan, the number of people dying after their COVID vaccination is exceeding the number of deaths from the virus itself.
Just days after getting their second COVID-19 vaccine, 2 teenage boys died in their sleep. Medical experts have been investigating what happened, and they've now released their report. An epidemiologist says it adds to a body of evidence that confirms Pfizer's vaccine can lead to death in children. NTD's Miguel Moreno reports.
To attend class in some parts of the country, kids need to be vaccinated against COVID-19. The federal government says they're safe, but gives them warning labels of what could lead to death.
This myocarditis warning that is out on Pfizer Moderna is very serious.
Epidemiologist Peter McCullough says this in light of a new report. Its authors investigated the cases of 2 teenage boys from different states. Both of them had received second doses of the Pfizer vaccine, only to die a few days later in their sleep. McCullough says that in his view, the study confirms that Pfizer's vaccines led to the deaths of the teenagers.
That's the conclusion now, and it's the conclusion of several reports in the peer-reviewed literature. This isn't the only one. So it's clear that our FDA warnings on these vaccines are valid and justified, and these reports indicate in some cases it's fatal.
The report was published by the College of American Pathologists, which is considered the largest organization of board-certified pathologists. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, known as the CDC, lists the myocarditis warning on its website for both Pfizer and Moderna's vaccines, but no mention that myocarditis could lead to death. We contacted the CDC, but we haven't heard back. Miguel Moreno, NTD News.
I encourage everybody to be safe and take care of your family. I do. But there's still some people that don't want to take it, and you shouldn't have to be forced to take something that you don't want. So
I don't think people are being forced to take. Well, there are some. There are. I mean, listen, we have a mandate at CBS.
That's force.
We have a mandate at CBS. But my point.
That's force.
But where I wholeheartedly.
That's force.
No, it's not force.
It is force, because if the man don't take it, the man will get fired.
Good morning, guys. So I saw a video the other day of showing how the ink, well, the black on Nurofen tablets that we think is ink is actually graphene oxide, and I decided to do the test myself. Now, it confirmed it to me after 2 tablets in the water, but what I did was I put in a whole week's worth of Nurofen into a glass. Now I'm just gonna swirl it a little bit because there's quite a bit of tablet debris at the bottom, but what I want to show you is the graphene oxide in the tablets. Can you imagine? This is just a week's worth. If you've been taking Nurofen for a year, how much of this stuff is in your system? We really need to start looking at things. We need to start looking at things and not just trusting So buy tablets that don't have that ink or the graphene oxide in it. But question everything.
Take it off the wall. Right. Take the bulb off the wall. So when I decide to check myself, I want you guys to take a look at this. On my right arm, I did not take the vaccine shot. Right? So take a look at this. On my left arm, I take the vaccine shot, and take a look at this. So what do you guys have to say about this?
Boy, Dr. Lewis here. We're doing a quick recording with our blood. So this is actually how heavy metal look in the blood, which is called the graphene oxide. As you can see, it's black in color. So it's moving, right? And what it do, this is a little piece here, it caused the cell to become dark as well too. So this big chunk of heavy metal actually was in a lower part of the body, and a lower part of the blood sample, and as soon as the blood passed in that area, it scoop up the entire graphene oxide to pass on to other red blood cells. All right, just hold 1 second for me there. So when we find studies, we always record it and share it to persons. Right, so this is it here, right? That's all. Hold on, let me see if I get these next. Right, so this is the patch of the graphene oxide here, all right? And the cells. Come on. Name of research, come on. Yeah, some good stuff there, yeah. Alright, so this is the patch here. Right. And up here is where it passed, these cells pass there, and actually you can see the graphene oxide stick onto these cells. Watch it. Alright? The patient are not seeing it here. Alright? So this particular vaccine is Sinopharm. Sinopharm have a lot of heavy metal in it. That is why Sinopharm is giving neurological effect, because when this is circulating throughout the entire body, alright, and so it passes, and this will spread onto other cells now and pick up through other cells and then reach the nervous system, damage the nervous system, and this is what has happened in the body. So you see, it's actually moving. So this entire group of cells right here in this area here have the heavy metal in it, and it's moving through circulation, damaging the organs, damaging the nervous system. So now we have a classic example how the graphene oxide inside of your blood spread throughout the entire body. So as I saw it, I said, let me take a video of this one time. You see, watch it, moving, actually moving. It's stuck to the cells and moving from a pool of graphene oxide. This is it here. This is a very good finding of graphene oxide. My research normally was backed by the amount of parasites and the different types of parasites I was finding in the blood. Now we actually put in some more research onto graphene oxide, and this is a classic example and a classic video to show that example, right? Also remember, this is why the jab flush that we created have something silica in it to detoxify heavy metals out of the blood. All right, very, very, very powerful jab flush. All right, so now we're using that to flush out this. We should be good to go. Remove our blood, make sure this graphene is out, and everything will be okay with her. Okay, you guys, take care.
Что это такое? Я не знаю, что это такое. Похоже на грибы. Да. Ну что это грибы-то? Это не кандида. Ну что это? Давайте подтянем кругом.
Even the strong wind can't knock it off. We don't want this in our body.
From the fucking rain. Check this out. Let me show you now. They are spraying us like a bugs. The fucking poison. Graphene oxide. Same shit like in fucking vaccine. Check it out. See now. It's fucking everywhere. Check it out. I have some magnet. Look at this. Let me show you. See? See? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Sorry about that. Look at this.